of you not having to pay back anything. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Adunni here again, and in today's video I am going to be talking to you guys about 5 important things that you need to do if you're getting married in 2025. I got married in June of 2024, and I would say that these 5 things I talked about in this video are things that helped me to have like an easy wedding planning, and also to have like an easy wedding day. If you're new on the channel, you're welcome, and if you're an OG, you're welcome. Thank you for stopping by again, and we'll get straight into. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is to know the type of wedding. Of course, after the proposal, and you want to make sure that you sit down with your partner for the both of you to know the type of wedding you want. It is you guys big day, so you want to know the type of wedding you want, so you will know how you can relate that to your family. So you want to know if you want an intimate wedding, a big wedding, a Lagos party kind of wedding, a 1 day event kind of wedding, 3 days, 4 days. You want to know between yourself and your partner. For me, we knew we wanted an intimate wedding, just our family and friends, and we were able to work that out. Another thing you want to know under this category is the number of guests you want around. For us, we wanted 100 to 150, and there are people that want 500, 1000. It is very okay. Just make sure you know the amount of guests you want, as that will help you in making other decisions during this planning phase. The next thing is you want to know the period of the year that you want your wedding. So for us, we knew that because we wanted family around, it has to be holiday period that everyone would be able to make time to come. But if you don't want something like that, you can decide to have your wedding maybe February, maybe March. Just make sure that you know the period of the year. Also, you want to consider the season, if it's the rainy season or the dry season. So you also want to make sure you consider that. And that would make me to say that you want to make sure you consider if you want an outdoor event or an indoor event, because this goes a long way. We had our wedding in June, and my partner and I knew that like that was the beginning of raining season. Like we had our wedding the last weekend in June. We prayed so much that it wasn't going to rain, and thank God it didn't rain. Like we were so happy. And this is to say that the next day, which was a Sunday, it rained so much. It rained so much the next day, but thank God it didn't rain on that particular day. So this is one of the things you want to put into consideration. And the next point would be that have a budget. Except you have a big sponsor or your family is sponsoring your wedding, you want to make sure you have a budget. The current state of economy, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, does not give you the flexibility of just spending. Make sure, oh, this is the amount that is going into feeding, this is the amount that is going into our clothes, this is the amount that is going into this, into that. Make sure you have a budget. And if you're working with a planner, having a budget would be a bit easy for you, because you'll be able to relate to them. Oh, this is how much I want to spend on music, on entertainment. This is how much we budget for food, and that would make the whole process easy for you, because you know that you're not going out of your budget. And even if you would be going out of your budget, you know you're not spending maybe an extra 5% or an extra 10% from your budget. That will help you, and it will save you. Having a budget would also help you spend, I want to say will also help you spend reasonably, because You would be able to work within your budget. You won't take out, you won't take loan, you won't borrow, and all of that. So, and there is nothing that beats the peace of you not having to pay back anything after your wedding. Like, it is so peaceful. It is so peaceful that you don't have to pay back vendors, you don't have to pay back anybody. You make sure that you have settled everything within your budget during the planning phase, so that when you're on honeymoon or when you're busy resting from all of the wedding stress, nobody is chasing you around asking you for their balance, nobody is chasing you around asking you for the payback of the money you borrowed. So you want to make sure that you have a budget, you work within your budget, and even if you're going to step out of your budget, it shouldn't be more than 5% or 10%. The next point, and this is one of the most important points, is to always communicate. Communication will save you a lot of arguments. Communication will save you a lot of unnecessary stress. Some stress are necessary, like you worrying about the design of your clothes, the design of your haul. Those are necessary stress. But you worrying about the colors of ashwebi, this person coming or that person not coming, those are unnecessary stress. You want to make sure that you have clear communication with your partner. If this is happening on your own side of the family, you want to make sure you're communicating to your partner in clear terms. And also for your partner, if something is happening on their own side of the family, they have to communicate to you in clear terms. You want to make sure that you have clear communication with your event planner if you're using any, your decorator, the person making your dress or your partner's outfits, the person making your cake if you're particular about that. You also want to have clear communications with the people or the person handling food on that day. You want to make sure, oh, this is what we want, this is what we want, this is what we want. We don't want alcohols, we want alcohols, we don't want this, we want this. Like, you want to make sure that whomever or whoever you're working with, you have clear communications with them to avoid this was what you said, this was what you didn't say. And if possible, make sure you have everything written down in a book. Like, this was the jotter that I dedicated to our wedding planning, and it was so helpful. Like, till today, I can still go back to a lot of things. Like, I can still make references to a lot of things. For instance, I remembered when a particular vendor that was working with us made a different color of ashoke for our address. I was able to go back and make reference and say, oh, this was what I said we wanted, and this is what you made, and we're able to return it, and she was able to make a refund. So you want to make sure that there is clear communication, especially with your partner. This is the person you will be spending the rest of your life with after all of the wedding planning, all of the wedding stress, and all of that. This is the person you will be spending the rest of your life with. And there are some wedding arguments and wedding stress that you can avoid. Like, as a bride, you don't have to be involved in all of the angles or all of the preparation, except the things that pertains to you and your partner, or maybe your friends if you have anyone coming from out of town. So that is it. Communication, communication, communicate in simple and clear. Another point I'm going to talk about is to enjoy the process and to document. I have a lot of um pictures, videos, and I was also able to like create a lot of new relationships with people during the 5 or 4 months of our wedding planning. So you want to make sure that you actually relax and enjoy the process. Like, relax, relax. Yes, it's your big day. You want it to be perfect. You want this to be here. You want this color. You want this shade. Enjoy the process, because it is going to go by so fast and you just realize, oh, I was actually busy stressing over unnecessary things and I wasn't enjoying the process. Like, after my wedding, I was always still saying that, oh my god, I enjoyed my fiancé era, like I enjoyed my bride to be era. I enjoyed every single day. I allowed myself to be pampered. I allowed myself to be cared for. I allowed myself to be loved during this process because it went by so quick. It went by so quick. But I would still always look back to those months of my life and I would say like, oh, I enjoyed this process. So you want to make sure you enjoy the process, you document as much as possible. And you're not just documenting because you want to later share with the internet, you're documenting like for your future self. You're documenting for memories that you can share with your family, with your children, and even talk about and gist about later in the future. So enjoy the process. The last thing I am going to talk about, and is the most important thing, is to be I don't want to be too serious about it, but it's actually a very serious point, is to pray and let God. Honestly, as humans, we would always want to put things on our head and just want it to go our way. But just pray. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, pray. Pray and believe that God is going to handle it. Just pray about it. Like, just pray. If something is not working out the way you want it to go, pray. If it is going the way you want it to go, pray. Just pray and let God. So these five important things are things that really helped and eased the process of wedding planning for me. If you have any personal question, you can leave it in the comment section or send me a DM on Instagram at Diaduni. I will have a link to my Instagram in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to click the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video where I'll be talking about the vendors we worked with and the ones I recommend that you can also work with in your wedding planning process. Thank you.